Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Miss Yadika, there is a boy by the name Jatin Mirania. He has to be allowed in, okay, please.
Good morning, Peter.
Yes, sir. Namaskar, sir. Good morning. কেমন আছেন, sir?
And you inform Radhika also, another boy has joined, already joined. He is not Jatin Mirania, he is SC Das of 68 years old.
Oh, good morning, sir. Good morning, Peter, sir. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. How are you all?
We are all doing good, sir.
Okay. COVID graph is in the downward direction, but death rate remains the same.
স্যার সব সময় গ্রাফ থেকে কথা বলেন না স্যার?
না, আজকাল তো medical personnel also are also talking in terms of statistics and graph.
Yes, sir.
Are, yes, Salam. How are you, Salam? Salam, how are you? Acha, Dhiru sir, can you tell me one thing, Dhiru sir?
Bolun, sir.
At the time of meeting of this thing, academic audit, the head of the department represent all the cases of his department, isn't it? Or individual
Yeah, no, not, I mean, in a way, yes. The first about the department, the HOD will present. And there are individual slots. So I think everybody should be ready with their, because the auditors may like to see everybody.
It will take much time.
Quickly, they have to all do it quickly.
Much time to take anyway.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Johnny, sir.
Good morning, Johnny. Everything is okay?
Yes,
in the
sir.
home front?
Yeah, everything is okay. Everything is okay now. All well. Only three of us. Oh, Sushma is there.
Good morning, Father.
Father hasn't joined so far.
Dhiru sir, good morning. Yes, Dr. Das, I am here.
Yes,
Good morning,
Father.
Father.
He has already joined.
I am very much here.
Good morning, Father. Good morning.
I think Dr. Das, you are looking better than last time when I saw you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I am slightly relieved mentally.
Thank God.
As I described it, Nijimani is also okay. Nijimani is also okay.
Okay, very good, very good.
So, Father, again you are going to Ashalayam, isn't it?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Your old place. Yeah, definitely. If everything, I mean, I hope that life will bounce back. So one day I will make a trip to Howrah.
I have many old places. This is one of the old places.
Yeah, that is there. Oh, I have got one relative also near Howrah, Lilua.
Okay.
Lilua.
Father, you have a center at the railway station. Is it so?
Pardon? Pardon?
Help desk at the railway station.
We have two. We have two, in fact. Two we have.
Two in the station.
Yes.
In Howrah station.
Oh, yes.
I've seen that a few years back.
Oh, it is a permanent establishment.
Oh, yes.
It's a permanent establishment.
Given by the railways and given by RPF. By police.
RPF. Yes, yes.
And what they are supposed to do?
Anybody out of place will be lifted. The young people we help.
Got the point. That is work related to Ashalayam.
Children being kidnapped and children being, the kind of related to humanity, not Ashalai, related to humanity.
Humanity,
Human
exactly.
concern.
Exactly.
Peter sir, good morning.
Peter sir.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Father.
Father, good morning. Good morning, sir. Good
Morning,
morning.
morning to all.
Good morning, ma'am. Ganga ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Father.
Morning, Father.
Hello. Good morning. Good
Ah,
morning.
yes.
Father.
Good morning,
Good
Father.
morning,
Good morning.
Father.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Peter sir.
Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Father.
I think we'll start. Father.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Reverend Fathers, members of the faculty, support staff, and dear students. We have gathered this morning in gratitude and in appreciation to Father Dr. George Champakathinal, Vice Principal, Arts and Humanities, and also the Bursar. Father Dr. James Chako, Head of the Department of Psychology and Vice Rector. Father Arju Kurian, Vice Principal Sciences and Dean of Studies of the seminary students. Fathers in different capacities, as mentioned, have been serving our institution. And as a routine transfer this year, fathers also have been asked to go to 3 different locations for the service of the young, as they have professed in their own profession, in their own congregation. So this morning we are here to appreciate and also pray for them, and also extend our heartfelt gratitude for the great people and great persons they were in our individual lives, as well as in the life of this great institution in the making. So as we come this morning, I would invite every one of us for a prayerful closure and composure, and may I request, Father Babu has not come, may I request Father Rector, Father Professor George Thadathil, to kindly lead us into the initial prayer, followed by his opening remarks.
Peter, Father Babu is not there?
Father is not here, Father.
Okay, thank you and welcome to everyone for joining in. Let's
make our prayer this morning. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. My dear faculty and students who are present this morning, first of all, in these days of stressful online life, thank you for joining in. As Mr. Peter mentioned, we are having this special assembly in order to wish farewell to three of our fathers from the management from this campus. And those of us who have been in Salesian College for more than 3 years would have had other occasions when we have had this kind of welcoming as well as bidding farewell. However, this year we are not able to do it in presence, nor were we actually in full sense even last year, because we are going through this kind of pandemic situation. However, since we are not sure when this stressful time is going to unwind and normalcy is going to return, we have decided at least to mark this important moment of transition in the lives of individuals concerned and of the institution by holding this online special gathering in gratitude. We are in a way happy because these three persons from the management are moving on in order to enhance and embellish and expand the mission and vision of Salesian College itself. Father George Chambalathinal is actually the founder director, as you have seen in my little message that I sent out on 8th morning the other day, of a very significant social engagement and social ministry of reaching out to thousands of young people disadvantaged in our society. And the provincial administration has requested him and his services in Kolkata in order to see how this particular ministry of the Salesians of Don Bosco can be embellished and creatively redesigned in order to benefit not only the institution where he is going to be the director and rector, but also all other institutions, including ours, that has a social work department, thanks to his own initiative and efforts during the past years. So in that sense, we are happy that Father is continuing with his experience and expertise and his multitasking abilities in order to enrich the lives of all the Salesians and a wider group of young people than the students in the college. So we wish Father the very best and we look forward to hearing from him. Father James Chaco is moving to Salesian College, Sonada, from where actually he came down. He has been part of the college ever since the college itself took off. And then he went for his own PhD in the Philippines, came back to the college. So he is in a way the inspiration and the guiding person in the Excellent Growth College itself. And those of us again who have been in the institution know that the college has had this formative component of the residential students as well as the external students who began to come in bigger numbers from 2000 in Sonada and from 2009 in the Siliguri campus. So he is returning back in a way to take special care of the residential students in the Salesian College Sonada campus itself, and therefore in a way he continues to be part of the Salesian College, and as the the governing board and the let's say the decision making and the vision enhancing part of the decision making body of the college itself. So we wish Father in this movement and for his new task, specifically entrusted, the very best in the coming years. Father Aju Kurian is moving from here to Kolkata also to expand in a way higher education, because this year we have been given a kind of NOC from the government to start another college in Don Bosco premises in Kolkata. So Father with his, he himself was a student in Kolkata, and in this institution where he is going, he was on the staff. So he is going back in a way to continue with this higher education service of the Salesians of Don Bosco in the city of Kolkata. So in a way, as I said, all these are happy news for us, because from within the institution, as a part of having lived together, we are expanding to send out persons to further the mission that we as religious people have committed ourselves in society. So with these few words from my side, I once again thank them personally on my behalf and on all of our behalf as institution. And we continue to look forward to networking and co-living as best as we can in the days ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Principal, for the initial remarks and also the introduction of the fathers and where they are going, which Father had done on the 8th and now this morning once again, and also to begin this program with a prayer. Thank you so much. Now, as we have done something like this, that each of the fathers that are going out from the department specific that they belong to, not necessarily that they were only of those departments as we all know, but for all practical purposes, we have a student and a dean of that department going to speak something about them. And that's how we are going to do. So may I invite at this time Shraddha Chetri of semester 4, MA semester 4 education, to speak at this time. She has around 3 minutes. Shraddha, over to you.
Good morning, respected Father, members of the faculty, my friends and my juniors. Thank you, sir, and thank you, Father, Father Principal, for giving me this opportunity to start with a special assembly. I, Shraddha Chetri, PG Education 4th semester, am here to give a farewell speech on behalf of the entire students and faculty of the Department of Education to our respected Father, George Champakathinal. And words are not enough to describe what kind of place Father holds and what kind of impact he has in each one of us. Though Father is leaving the campus, I believe he just won't be physically present in the campus, because we all will be reflecting on one thing or the other taught by Father, and his teachings, guidance, and prayers will always remain with us. I personally have known Father for the past 5 years, since my UG days, and he has been a great source of inspiration in my life. And I would like to share a small incident, which I still remember, which had happened during my UG days, and I still remember, my father and all the teachers who have known me since my UG days know me like I was a very happy, always smiling, running here and there, very happy and outgoing kind of person, always happy kind of person since my UG days. And I did not know that Father had noticed this in me until when I met Father once. I came across Father, and Father George, he said me, I feel very happy to see you happy. I feel very happy to see you happy. And always stay happy. Always stay happy, and you are responsible for the happy faces and smiles in the campus. So this might just be a word that father said, but this had a huge impact in me. It was from then, because it was from then that I started to watch upon my actions, what I do, what I say, and I try to hurt. I tried unintentionally. We tend to hurt people, but it was from then I watched upon my actions, my thoughts, my what I say and how I say, and tried to bring a smile in someone's face, maybe through small things or by any way possible. So I thank Father for this lesson. It is a huge lesson which I have learned, which will be helpful throughout my life. And I am sure that everyone, every individual, all of the students have this sort of small incidents that they will remember throughout their life. And as Father, he would frequently say in class, if you give a hungry man a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So, by now, I hope all of his students and the ones who have known him have certainly learned to catch a fish by now. So, Father, as you move on to Ashalayam, Kolkata, where you were 10 years before, to carry on with your social work, your love, care, guidance, lessons, and teachings will always remain with us. Our batch, our third year batch during our UG days, we got an opportunity to visit Ashalayam, and we got to know the condition there, and I believe that your love, care, support is much more needed there now. All these years, Father, you have been a great guide and a great source of inspiration to all the students. Thank you, Father, for everything. You are indeed our on-campus Father for each and every student, and you were special for each and every one. We wish you good luck, and good luck for new ventures, Father, for new avenues. And please don't forget us, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you.
Thank you, Shraddha. Thank you so much. May I invite now Yashita Bhattacharjee of Psychology, 6th semester, for her speech.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. So, as we all know, we are aware of the fact that Father George, Father James, and Father Ajju are leaving. But I would like to take this opportunity, excellent opportunity, to offer a vote of thanks to all of them. And I would like to do it by recalling all the wonderful memories that I have shared with them, starting with Father James. In my first day here in Salesian, I was so unsure of which subject to pursue, what to do. I planned on taking English, history, or pol science. I was so confused. But it was because of Father James and Father George then that they guided me. They told me that history, pol science, English is something that I am still unaware of and something I'm unsure of if that is what I want to study or not. They introduced me to the subject psychology, honestly. And it was because of them that I'm studying this wonderful subject right now. And honestly, I have never for once not enjoyed studying this subject. So thank you so much, Father George and Father James. I have never seen Father James without a smile on his face. Never. He played so many games with us. We enjoyed all our classes. Never did I see him getting disappointed or angry. So this is a very important thing that I have learned from him, that always have a smiling face and always be kind to everybody. Now, talking about Father George. Father George, I have known you from my day one in Salesian again. And you have been so kind, you have been so motivating always. Thank you so much for always being there. Even when I had to share something with you regarding my father or anything that bothered me, you were always there. It means a lot to have somebody so senior who is always ready to listen to you. So thank you, Father George. Lastly, it is for Father Ajju. I will never forget that each time he asked me my scores, He was so motivating. He never for once did he demotivate me or say that I could have done better. Instead, he said, whatever I have got is good, but he knows that I can definitely do better. So thank you so much, Father Ajju, for always being there to motivate me and guide me. Thank you all. I hope you have a very, very good life ahead and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Yashita. Thank you so much for that. Now I invite Jatin Mirania of Mathematics Department, 6th semester.
Thank you, sir. It is not enough to love the young. They must know that they are loved, said Don Bosco. Good morning, Reverend Fathers, respected teachers, and my dear companions. I, Jatin Mirania, feel elated and blessed to share with you that we know we are loved by all fathers. Why is he always there? It genuinely annoyed me in school how we were always being watched. However, write this in stone right away that this is what makes Salesian and Don Bosco students what we are. You always ensure we are prepared. Be it Fresher Welcome, Teachers' Day, or Technocrat, you have not only been there with us, but also guided us with planning and execution. I see this nowhere else. The fun we have after college, in sports, and when you teach us arts and music is impeccable. Fathers, a 3-minute speech or an hour's program could never proportionate to your contribution in our life. However, I want this to resonate in your mind as we part ways, that you have made a difference, you have shaped our minds, you have changed the world one child at a time. You have always been there in everything you do. I hope that you are as proud of us as we are proud of you. I express my heartfelt gratitude to Sir Deodatta Subba and Sir Subhajit Paul for bestowing me this sacred opportunity. Thank you, fathers, for everything. We wish you great success in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Jatin. Thank you so much for that. Now I invite Mr. Joni Joseph from the support staff to represent all of them for his speech.
Thank you, Professor. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Respected fathers, my dear colleagues, and dear students, I, on behalf of all the support staff of Salesian College, Siliguri campus, would like to sincerely thank Father C.J. George, Father Ajju Kurian, Ms. Chaco, for the long and cordial association we all had with you. I don't think any of us felt that we are employees in this esteemed institution, but always felt that we are a part of it under your able and charismatic guidance and influence. And I'm sure together we were able to bring this prestigious institution to the height at which it is today. I would like to wish all the three of you success in your new ministry. We will keep you in our prayers and we wish you do the same. Before I end, I would like to say a little song. I'm not going to sing it. It is in Bengali and it is a prayer. It is for all the three of you. It goes like this. তোমাদের যাত্রা শুভ হোক, আমরা করি শুভ কামনা। দূর গগনে যাও এগিয়ে, নতুন পৃথিবী গড় রচনা। আমরা করি শুভ কামনা। মানুষ তো চিরজীবী হয় না, কর্মই চিরজীবী হয়। ভয় দিয়ে জয় কভু আসে না, ভালোবাসা দিয়ে আসে জয়। আমরা করি শুভ কামনা। Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Johnny sir. Thank you so much. for that really inspiring speech, farewell speech for the fathers. Now I invite Mr. Dhirodatta Subba, Dean of Sciences, for his speech, sir.
Thank you, Peter, sir. Respected fathers, Professor Das, dear colleagues, and dear students. I'll start with Father Aju. Back in 2015, when we saw him for the first time, when he came to the campus as vice principal, he was kind of strict person and demanding. And I remember how a batch of students who had not attended the classes throughout the year were put to task by him towards the end, and how they became, all of them became good friends of his later on. Next time when he came in 2019, again as vice principal of our science deanery, he was a very different person, totally non-interfering. So we came to realize that he was primarily focusing on his research work and research for his PhD. But he continued to guide us in important decision makings and in the matters of the deanery. So next, I would like to say a few words about Father C.J. George. Father C.J. George is the person with the most cool head I have seen in my life. He was handling the responsibility, 6 different responsibilities in the college, and he was handling the largest deanery in the campus. Yet, not once did we see he lose his temper. So he has a large heart, and definitely he has a heart to serve others. And Father James, he was always friendly with students, and when he came as the vice principal for the first time, I remember only one particular incident, that this song called Lungi Dance used to reverberate in the campus. And next time again, when he came as head of the postgraduate psychology department, the lockdown happened and we didn't get to interact very much with him. But we really miss those days when he led us to cheer Surangini. So with all these fond memories, I, on behalf of the Deanery of Science, would like to thank all 3 of you for being so good to us. And we would wish the very best as you move ahead to take on your new responsibilities. God bless all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Subhasa. Thank you so much for that. Really fond memories to remember. As I say a word or two about Father George Champakathinal, Father James. Sorry about that. So I was saying about Father George, Father James, and Father Aju. Yes, Subhasa began with how Father George Champakathinal has been part of so many activities, and I have been directly working under him as the dean. And last night, as I was preparing this, I went a little digging somehow to talk about a person like Father George or Father James and Father Aju. And I found out the history of Father George Champakathinal being in some of the higher educational institutions in Kolkata, and then in presently where he's going in Ashalayam as the founder director, Father Rector mentioned. And he came as the bursar in Sonada, then he completed his PhD, vice principal, and then bursar and vice principal, and going back. That's a huge CV, curriculum vitae, and the kind of work he did, as we know that. I remember because I had to disturb him because I was the dean, and sometimes I would call him and he would say, I'm in Botal company buying some buns for the program. Then he would say, no, tomorrow I have a flight to catch to Calcutta. And for almost few months, every Saturday he had to go to Kolkata. He was taken by flight and brought by flight. TIS was doing that, Tata Institute of Social Sciences. And sometime he was with IGNOU, sometime with that. And really sometimes I wondered, and I used to talk to my colleagues, how is this person managing? I asked him a question, I remember. Is this by your choice you are doing, or is this your obedience that is? Then he smiled and said, we are religious people. He didn't overtly, tacitly, or overtly tell me anything, but he said, this is our religious life, and we do at best what we can. So, dear Father, thank you so much for teaching us to do so many things put together and to do justice with all of that, with all the might and heart we do. I want to remember Father James from the farewell speech Father Principal gave when he left Salesian College, Siliguri, to go to Sonada as the rector. And Father Principal quoted a sloka from Sanskrit, which loosely translated as, the bees are attracted towards the nectar. In a very short sloka, I'm just loosely translating. The bees are attracted towards the nectar. The person Father James is, he's always a person who attracts the young. And he has never told me, I've never interviewed him, but this is the thesis of his life that I have come to learn, that love wins a boy. So in all of his engagement with the young as a teacher and faculty, I have found that he shows utmost care for them, the forestalling, the preventive system, or amore volenza as we call it, the loving kindness with which he handles them. I think that makes a lot of difference into the life of young. And sometimes I personally am afraid, because if I'm loving my boys and girls too much, they may not listen to me, they may not obey to me. But Father has always proved that wrong, and then he has always had his way of winning over them through love. That's something beautiful, and that's what I learn, and I cherish that memory. And for Father Ajit Kurian, again, he has been a man of order. That's what I found out when I was working directly under him when he was VP in this side in Savio Block. And that told me something about him last night while I was reflecting. He was so much engaged and so much wedded and married to the kind of job that he was entrusted to by his superiors, that he would not budge, he would not move an inch. And this is what I need to do, and I will accomplish it. So that's something beautiful about Father Ajit that I found out as I was living my life as an employee or as a colleague or as a junior with them. I sincerely thank them for who they are, and also I wish them all the luck for the future. And now at this time, for everyone, on behalf of everyone, I would like to sing a hymn, and I would invite all of you to join. Those of you know this hymn, farewell hymn. We are going to sing together, but those of you who can sing, you can sing, but please do not switch on the mic, it may interfere. Be not dismayed, whatever time, God will take care of you. Beneath his wings of love, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Through days of toil and heart of faith, God will take care of you. When dangers fears your father's sail, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. All you may need, He will provide. God will take care of you. Trust Him and you will be satisfied. God will take care of you. God will take care of you. Every day, for all the way, He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Lonely and sad from friends, God will take care of you. He will give peace to your heart. God will take care of you. God will take care of you. Through every day, all the way, He will take care of you. God will take care of you. No matter what may be the test, God will take care of you. Been weary one upon His breast, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Now we give this time for the outgoing fathers. We start with Father George Champakatinal, followed by Father James and Father Raju.
Dear Reverend Father Principal, fathers, faculty, and my dear students. A few months ago, I was asked by the Vice Chancellor from Don Bosco University if I could join the university as a controller of examinations. Then I informed Father Provincial that I am available and I am even open to work there if that be the greater need. Recently, we had a visit of Father Biju, our regional, and he discussed at length about the works for less privileged young people in the province. He talked about revivals, going back to Don Bosco's times, be more relevant in caring for the young at risk, and even asked me to accept a transfer if I am asked to work for lesser privileged young people. As he knows, and he has been told by many people, that I have been working there for many years. The following day, I get a call from Father Provincial asking me to go to Don Bosco Arshalayam, a project for young at risk in Kolkata. I simply said, I comply with obedience that I promised at the time of my entry into Don Bosco organization as a member. And I'm going back to this work for the third time. With this background, you know the reason why I leave for Calcutta. Someone said, "You're going back to a work that is very close to your heart." I replied, "Salesian College is very close to my heart after having been worked in it for the last 10 years in different capacities, very especially having had the chance to teach so many students down the years. I will definitely miss my students and all the colleagues who are so close to me in many and varied ways. My appreciation and thanks to our principal for his guidance, support, and brotherly presence in every activity or the many activities that I've been part of the last 10 years. And I think I am the first Salesian who has the privilege of being with him for 10 years with no break in between. Thanks to all the faculty, office staff, support staff, and students. I did every bit of my stay and work in the college, and that is due to all of you. Hence, I'm going to be in a social project with a view to take it ahead, keeping the modern trends of young people living in the margins, very especially in the context of COVID-19. My plan is to develop Don Bosco Ashalaya as an institute of social sciences and social action, having a college of social work, research and development center for childcare and social action. Your prayers, wishes, and support is solicited. Thank you and God bless you. And we meet again. Goodbye.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father. Over to Father James.
Dear Father Principal, Fathers, members of the faculty, and my dear students, there's a saying, once a Salesian, always a Salesian. And usually we do not have farewells from Salesian College. And I take this program of farewell as fare thee well, a wish that I fare well in my next place. And the word goodbye means God be with you. And that's my wish for you also, that God be with us all wherever we are. It has always been my joy to be here in this campus and working. In fact, in my priestly ministry, my happiest days and years were those of Salesian College Siliguri campus. Other places have got their own uniqueness, but here I could be everything that I could be, especially being a friend to the young students in the campus. I came during the time there was no COVID, the second coming as a vice rector and PG coordinator, and now leaving this place on an online mode. Once a teacher asked the students, on the many products that we buy, there is a red dot or a green dot, signifying it is made of chemicals or vegetarian or whatever. And so a teacher asked the students, on the Tiger biscuit packet, there's a green dot. What does that mean? And one little smart fellow said, teacher, it means Tiger is online. We are in the online mode, and though we part ways for a while, we shall be connected in many ways. Of course, I'm not leaving the college, only changing the campus, moving on. However, it is painful to be leaving those who are very close to my heart and doing a work in the campus, not only in the classroom, also in the garden and in the farm, and loving the environment as much as possible, and also inculcating that in the students because of our own spirituality of ecology that is of prime importance for our own survival in the world. However, life as a developmental psychology also teaches, it's a process, a progressive movement, and we need to keep moving. And in this moving, I take with me very fond memories and practically stolen many hearts. I take them with me as Hindi song says, एक प्यार का नगमा है, कुछ खोकर पाना है, कुछ पाकर खोना है, जीवन का मतलब तो आना और जाना है. So I go with all these fond memories, wishing you all very best in life, good health of mind and body, and keep me also in your prayers, because the work that I am going to take up is a very sacred and delicate work of forming future priests in the society, those who are aspiring for priesthood. And that's a very sacred and delicate responsibility which needs divine assistance. Once again, thanks to one and all. Thanks for the beautiful words that you have spoken. Now go the expression of your love and gratitude. God bless you all.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father James. Over to Father Raju.
Good morning, Reverend Father Principal, dear fathers, members of the faculty and the support staff, my dear students and parents. The obedience letter, we call it in religious term, or put in a more secular vocabulary transfer, signals the end of the stay for an individual and institution. And it very often calls for very exciting and challenging assignments ahead. At times, it invites us to dive into the future with its own unsettling experiences. Transfer is also a gentle yet a firm reminder to each one of us that one cannot cling on something forever, remain motionless or stagnant by building up an empire for oneself. A very significant and unique chapter of my life's journey is coming to an end, with the same satisfaction of reading an action-packed or romantic novel, which normally ends in a very positive climax with occasional twists and turns in between. However, I feel that there is a whole new chapter of life pending for me with its own exclusivity. But I am happy to embrace it in faith, courage, and hope that I will be able to contribute my bit for the welfare of the young, as Salesian province of Calcutta is venturing into the expansion of higher education in Calcutta. I looked around and thought about my life. I noticed every detail and came to the realization that nobody accomplishes anything without the timely and active help and guidance of others. In ordinary life, we hardly realize that we receive a great deal more than we give, and that it is only with gratitude the life becomes rich. I feel extremely grateful to all of you, my dear fathers, faculty members, support staff, students, and parents. My words are not sufficient enough to encapsulate all that I want to share with you right now. The knowledge I gained, love, concern, and care I have received, and the constructive and enriching experiences I had from all of you, be it from the senior members of the management, the faculty irrespective of their age and seniority, and from the student community, are the most valuable assets that I would like to carry along with me in the years to come. This beautiful sojourn which I have undertaken over last 4 years and 19 days, a total of 1,479 days, if you calculate 35,496 hours in 2 installments, will always be an integral part of my life. It is bittersweet to leave our place you have enjoyed. I realize that I have been very fortunate to have such wonderful people surrounding me. This place, this work, and its beautiful people have meant so much to me. I am proud to have been part of this whole setup. I am going to miss you all. You have been part of my journey for a pretty long time. I have packed memories of cordial friendship, collaboration, commitment, consultation, and cool experiences into my heart as I wrap up my 2 innings, like a test match in cricket, not knowing whether it ended up in a win, draw, or a loss. Maybe a win for some, draw for others and a loss for a few. It is known fact that everyone had to be separated one day or the other. I pray to the Almighty that you are always happy and contented and make a lot of progress in your life, and one day you will definitely achieve your goal. Thank you, dear fathers, for your unconditional support and guidance. Thank you, my dear faculty members, for being part of my life in whatever way you could. Thank you, dear support staff, for your support and for being there whenever required. Thank you, my dear and lovely students, for everything. I must say that without you, I have no existence. My work has no meaning. You are so unique and capable. Each one of you is a jewel in the crown. I must frankly confess the fact that I have learned much from you than anybody else. Thank you, dear parents, for your support and collaboration and the faith you had in me. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to serve your children. Thank you for the gestures of love you have all shown towards to all three of us today. At this moment, I would also like to report in my mind the experiences which I had. And I feel that in case I have offended you in any way, because you know that I have the habit of being straightforward in my dealings, which is sometimes really hurt people. I sincerely apologize to all of you on this occasion. I request you to say a short prayer for me so that I may be of some use to the new Don Bosco College in Calcutta and Don Bosco Night School, which has got over 100 children. And pray also that I may complete my research at the earliest date possible. But still, thank you so much, and I assure you of my prayers, and God bless you.
Thank you, Father Raju. Thank you so much. We give this time now to Lieutenant Risha Chetri for a note.
Good morning, Reverend Fathers, my dear colleagues, and my dearest students. Actually, I thought that from morning session there is no representation, so I thought I should say something. I would like to begin with Father Raju. When I joined in 2015, he was our vice principal, and initially it was very difficult, because he's a perfectionist and he likes everything in an organized manner. So it was very challenging as a newcomer joining and meeting Father Vice. But from him I got to learn so many things. All his files were in such an organized manner. He likes everything, and he introduced the concept of work diary, that every week we were supposed to submit a work diary, that what we are going to do in this particular next coming week. So that concept, after he left, that also it was not carried forward. That work diary concept is now nowhere in existence. But when he was there, when I was seeing back what I did from 2015, that time I saw that my work diaries were there. I got so many information from my work diaries which I made then. He was so disciplined, and I want to learn, and I'm still trying to learn to be so disciplined and organized as Father Raju was and is. After he left, then we got Father CJ as our new vice principal, and I'm getting a little emotional. I'm going to miss Father CJ very much, because he has been always there. Risha, why you are not smiling? Why you not look happy today? So he was always there for me, and I really miss Father. So, but he's been a fatherly figure for me. Whenever any program event was there, he was there. I used to tell Father, I need money for giving food packets. He never told me no. He always told, yes, why not? Go ahead. He was always asking me back for my PhD. Why so late? Come and do it. You might have to finish fast. How is your family? How all are there? So I'm going to miss Father CJ very, very, very much. Then Father James, I could not interact with him so much, because when I joined, he went to Sonada, and when he came back, he was in some other deanery. But from the students, from them, I heard that he was the most loving, most caring, and most friendly father of fathers. He was, and the students from them, they missed a lot Father James. And if I could be like, I am a friendly person myself, so that quality I'm trying to get it from Father James. So this is from all my side. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peter sir. Thank you, Father Principal, for allowing me to speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Risha man. Now I think we are 9:33 by my system clock here. I give this time to Father Principal and Rector for his closing remarks, and thereafter we disperse.
Thank you, Peter, for coordinating and saying your words at the introduction and on behalf of the faculty. Thank you, Risha, also for joining in to conclude by speaking on behalf of faculty, many of whom would have had similar sentiments as you expressed this morning. Thanks to Shraddha, to Yashika and Jatin Anand for having spoken on behalf of the students on the occasion, and to Mr. Johnny Joseph for all the office and support staff expressing your feelings and thoughts at this moment. Thanks to everyone, and thanks from my part to once again to Father James, Father George, and Father Ju for having so beautifully expressed your sentiments and your thoughts and your aspirations, and summing up of your experience of being in Salesian College, having journeyed together to bring the institution to wherever it is right now. As all of you mentioned and implied, we are always what we are because of all the others around us, and others impact us and we impact others. And of course, for us Salesians, the most satisfying note, as Father George mentioned and as Father Aju and Father James have lived it too, it is to know that students have carried the day, or students have grown, or students have found a voice, or students have matured and found a place in under the sun, as it were. And I guess that's for any of us teacher by that factor, or a parent, that's the happiest thing to note, that our love's labor has borne its fruit. And therefore, on this occasion, we thank them, and thanks to everyone for having joined in for this special assembly. Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, fathers. Thank you, Peter sir.
Thank you, fathers. Thank you, Peter sir.
Thank you, fathers. Thank you, Peter sir.
Thank you, fathers and Peter sir and all the teachers present here.
Once again, thanks to one and all. Goodbye.
Peter, are you there?